You've felt it before. You walked into someone's home and something was off. The smile was there, the greeting was there, the words were polite and the door was open and everything on the surface said welcome. But underneath the surface, underneath the smile and the words and the open door, something was pushing you away. You could feel it, the way you feel a cold draft in a warm room. You can't see it, you can't point to it, but your body knows it's there. Your shoulders tighten, your voice gets smaller. You start talking faster, filling the silence with words because the silence feels hostile even though nobody has said anything hostile. And you leave earlier than you planned. And on the drive home, you sit in a confusion that you cannot resolve. Were you imagining it? Were you being too sensitive? Were they just having a bad day? Or did they not want you there? And because there is no proof, because nobody said go away, because the smile never dropped and the words never turned cruel, you decide you were imagining it. You tell yourself it was fine, and you go back. And it happens again. The same draft, the same tightening, the same confusion. And you keep going back because you have no evidence that you are unwelcome. Just a feeling, just a draft, just something your body knows that your mind refuses to confirm. Today I am going to give your mind the confirmation your body has been begging for. I am going to give you 5 signs, clear and unmistakable, that someone does not want you around. Not 5 guesses, not 5 maybes, 5 certainties. Because once you see them, once you can name them, the confusion ends. And the confusion ending is the beginning of your dignity coming back. Because every visit you make to a place where you are not wanted is a withdrawal from your dignity account. And at your age, that account cannot afford many more withdrawals. The first sign is that they never invite you. You are always the one who initiates. Always. Think about the last 5 times you saw this person. Who called? Who suggested the visit? Who made the plan? If the answer is you every single time, that is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. And the pattern is telling you something that the person's mouth will never say. A person who wants you around thinks about you when you are not there. They pick up the phone. They say, "Come over this weekend." They say, "I was thinking about you." They say, "It has been too long." Those sentences are invitations, and an invitation is proof of desire. Proof that your presence was wanted before you offered it. If you are never invited, if every single encounter is initiated by you, then every single encounter is an interruption. You are arriving at a door that was not opened for you. You are entering a room that was not prepared for you. And the person inside, no matter how politely they receive you, is accommodating you, not welcoming you. And accommodation and welcome feel completely different to the body even when the words sound exactly the same. I knew a woman named Beverly who visited her sister every Sunday for 6 years. 6 years of Sundays. Beverly drove 40 minutes each way. She brought food. She brought flowers. She called ahead. She planned her entire weekend around the visit. And not once in 6 years did her sister call and say, "Beverly, come over." Not once. Beverly always initiated. Beverly always drove. Beverly always arrived. And her sister always opened the door with a smile and said, "Oh, how nice." And Beverly told herself for 6 years that the smile was enough, that the "oh, how nice" was enough. Until one Sunday, Beverly decided to run an experiment. She decided not to call, not to initiate, not to drive. She decided to wait and see if her sister would reach out. And she waited. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 6 weeks. Nothing. No call, no text, no knock on the door, no "Are you okay?" No I miss you. Nothing. 6 weeks of silence from a person Beverly had driven to every single Sunday for 6 years. And the silence answered every question Beverly had been too afraid to ask. Her sister didn't hate her. Her sister didn't dislike her. Her sister simply didn't think about her. Beverly was a Sunday habit that her sister accepted when it arrived and didn't notice when it stopped. That is not a relationship. That is a delivery service. And Beverly was delivering herself every week to a person who had never once placed the order. I want you to do what Beverly did, not with anger, with curiosity. Pick the person you suspect doesn't want you around, the one where you always initiate, the one where the draft comes through the warm room, and stop. For 30 days. Don't call, don't text, don't visit, don't initiate a single thing. Just wait and watch. The 30 days will tell you the truth that years of visiting never could. Because what a person does when you stop showing up reveals exactly how much your showing up meant to them. If they reach out within a few days, you were wrong. They want you around. They were just lazy about initiating. That happens. Some people are bad at reaching out but genuinely happy when you do. The 30 days will separate those people from the ones who simply don't care. And if the 30 days pass in silence, complete silence, then you have your answer. And the answer hurts. But the answer also frees you, because you can finally stop spending your Sundays driving to someone who wouldn't drive to you. My grandmother told me something about this that I need to share with you. She said, "A person who wants you in their life will make room for you, not because you asked, not because you showed up at the door, because your absence created a hole that they could feel." She said, "If your absence creates no hole, your presence filled no space." And filling no space in someone's life while giving them all the space in yours is the most expensive form of charity a person can practice. Stop being that generous. Not with everyone. With the people who have proven through months or years of never reaching out that your presence is a convenience they accept, not a gift they value. Before I share the next teaching, I need to tell you something. I am not going to be here forever, and most of what I know was never written anywhere. So I sat down and I wrote it, all of it, 20 teachings, 4 parts, in the order they were meant to be received. The ones about seeing relationships honestly, the ones about protecting your dignity when the truth hurts, the ones I have never said on camera. It is called the native way, and it costs less than one dinner you will not remember. Scan the code on your screen or look in the comments, but do not leave yet, because the next 4 signs are the ones hiding in plain sight in almost every older person's life, and the 4th one is the one nobody ever talks about. The second sign is that the conversation stays shallow, no matter how long you are there. You can sit with this person for 2 hours and leave knowing nothing new about their life. And more importantly, they know nothing new about yours, because they didn't ask. The conversation floated on the surface the way oil floats on water. Weather, television, what someone else did, what the neighbor bought, what they saw on the news, surface talk, filler talk, the kind of talk that 2 strangers make in a waiting room because they are trapped in the same space and the silence would be awkward. That is not how people talk to people they want around. People who want you around go deep. They ask you how you are really doing. They tell you what is actually happening in their life. They share fears and admit mistakes and ask for advice and get uncomfortable and laugh too loud and let the conversation get messy the way real conversations do. The shallow conversation is a wall. It is the person keeping you at a distance while appearing to engage. They are giving you just enough interaction to make the visit look normal, but they are not letting you in. And after 2 hours of surface talk, you drive home feeling like you spent the afternoon with a stranger, because you did. A familiar stranger. A person who knows your name and your history, but does not want to know your heart. And they are keeping the conversation shallow on purpose, because depth requires intimacy, and intimacy is something they have decided, quietly, without telling you, that you no longer have access to. The third sign is that they are always busy when you suggest a time but never suggest an alternative. This is the most polite form of rejection that exists. It sounds like scheduling. It feels like scheduling. But it is not scheduling. It is a no dressed up as a maybe. You say, "How about Saturday?" They say, "Oh, Saturday is no good." And then silence. No counteroffer. No, "How about Sunday instead?" No, "Let me check next week." Just, "Oh, Saturday is no good." And the conversation moves on, and you are left to initiate again. And when you do, the same thing happens. "Tuesday is no good. Next weekend is packed. Things are crazy right now." Every time, a reason. Every time, no alternative. And if you step back and look at the pattern over months, you will see it clearly. You have been rejected 30 times in a row. But each rejection was so gentle, so reasonable, so wrapped in the language of busyness that you never felt the word no. Because the word no was never said. It was performed through scheduling, through unavailability, through a calendar that is apparently too full for you but somehow makes room for other people. A person who wants you around will move things to make room for you. A person who doesn't want you around will always have something in the way. And the something in the way is the answer, not the words around it. The something. I knew a man named Howard who tried to see his daughter every month. Every single month for 3 years, Howard called his daughter and suggested a day. And every single month, his daughter had a reason it wouldn't work. The kids have soccer. We have a thing at the school. Tom's parents are visiting. This weekend is packed. I'm exhausted from work. And every single time, Howard said, "Okay, no problem. We'll figure something out." And they never did. Because she never offered an alternative. Howard did all the figuring. Howard did all the calling. Howard did all the trying. And for 3 years he told himself she was just busy. Modern life is busy. She has kids and a job and a husband and obligations. He gave her every excuse he could think of because the alternative was too painful. The alternative was that his daughter didn't want to see him. And a father cannot accept that easily. So he kept calling, and she kept being busy. And the 3 years went by the way water goes down a drain, circling slowly, then all at once. And one day Howard's son-in-law accidentally mentioned that they'd had 3 different couples over for dinner that month. 3 dinners in 1 month, prepared, hosted, cleaned up after, for friends. And Howard, who couldn't get a single Saturday in 3 years, understood in that moment that the calendar was never the problem. The calendar had room. It just didn't have room for him. And that realization, as devastating as it was also the moment Howard stopped calling. Not out of spite, out of clarity. The fog lifted. The excuse evaporated. And what was left was simple and terrible and true. She had time. She just didn't have time for him. The fourth sign is the one that hurts the most because it happens in public. They treat you differently when other people are around. When it's just the two of you, there is a distance, a flatness, a going through the motions quality that you can feel but cannot prove. But when other people arrive, when there is an audience, suddenly the warmth appears. Suddenly they are attentive. Suddenly they are touching your arm and laughing at your stories and saying things like, "Oh, I just love when she visits." And the audience sees a beautiful relationship. And you stand there, bewildered, because the person performing warmth in front of others is the same person who gave you nothing but shallow conversation and surface smiles 10 minutes ago in the kitchen. That performance, that public display of affection that doesn't exist in private, is the cruelest sign on this list. Because it means they know what warmth looks like. They are capable of it. They can produce it on demand. They just choose not to produce it for you unless someone is watching. You get the cold version. The audience gets the warm version. And the gap between those two versions is the distance between how much they value you and how much they value their own image. You are not worth the warmth. But looking like the kind of person who gives you warmth is worth the performance. My grandmother had a phrase for people like this. She called them mirror people. She said they only show you what they want you to see, and what they show the world is different from what they show you in private. She said trust the private version. The private version is the real one. The public version is the mirror they hold up so other people can see a reflection that does not exist. The private version, the cold one, the flat one, the one that makes you feel like furniture, that is the truth of how they see you. And no amount of public warmth can erase what the private coldness already told you. The fifth sign is that you feel relief when the visit is canceled. This sign is not about them. It is about you. And it is the most honest sign on this list because it lives in your own body, and your body does not know how to lie. When the phone rings and they say, something came up, we have to reschedule, what does your body do? Does it sink with disappointment, or does it lift with relief? Be honest. Because if your body lifts, if there is a flutter of lightness in your chest when you hear that you don't have to go, your body has already done the math. Your body knows that the visit costs more than it gives. Your body knows that you will spend the drive there tense and the visit uncomfortable and the drive home confused. Your body knows that you are not going to see someone who wants you. You are going to perform a relationship that exists only because you keep showing up. And when the performance is canceled, your body celebrates. That celebration is the truth. Listen to it. Your body has been keeping score even when your heart refused to. And the score says this person does not want you around. And you, somewhere deeper than your loyalty and your habit and your fear of being alone, you do not want to be there either. 5 signs. They never invite you. The conversation stays shallow. They are always busy with no alternative. They perform warmth only in public, and you feel relief when you don't have to go. 5 signs that have been there for months, maybe years, maybe decades, hiding behind polite smiles and reasonable excuses, and a confusion that kept you coming back because the truth was never said out loud. Now it has been said out loud, and you have a choice. You can keep delivering yourself to a door that was never opened for you, or you can stop, not with anger, not with a confrontation, not with a dramatic speech about how you deserve better. Just stop. Stop calling. Stop initiating. Stop driving. Stop arriving uninvited to a life that made room for you out of politeness but never out of desire. And see what happens. If the phone rings, if the invitation finally comes from their end, then maybe you were wrong. Maybe the signs were misread. But if the silence comes, the way it came for Beverly, then the silence is your answer. And the answer, as painful as it is also your freedom. Because every Sunday you spent driving to someone who didn't think about you is a Sunday you could have spent with someone who does, or with yourself, in peace, in dignity, in the quiet certainty that your presence is a gift, and you will only give it where it is genuinely wanted. I want to say something to the people who recognized all 5 signs in the same person. And I want to say it gently because what you are facing is a kind of grief. You are grieving a relationship that you thought was real, but that has been revealed through these 5 signs to be a performance. Your performance, not theirs. They were never performing. They were simply present. The way a room is present when you walk into it. The room doesn't reject you. The room doesn't welcome you. The room just exists. And you have been walking into a room and calling it a relationship. And the room, being a room, never corrected you. It just let you keep coming. That is not cruelty. I need to say that. Most of the people who don't want you around are not cruel. They are not plotting against you. They are not sitting in their kitchen thinking, I hope Beverly doesn't call this week. They are not thinking about you at all. And that is the part that hurts worse than cruelty. Because cruelty at least means you occupy space in their mind. Indifference means you occupy none. You are not hated. You are not disliked. You are simply not considered. And being not considered by someone you consider every day is one of the loneliest experiences a human being can have. My grandfather told me something about this that I carry with me. He said, never stand at a door that is not open. Not because you are not welcome, because your feet deserve better ground. He said your time on this earth is measured in footsteps, and every footstep you spend walking toward a closed door is a footstep you could have spent walking toward an open one. And the open doors are out there. They are quieter than the closed ones. They don't advertise. They don't call you over. But they are open. And the people behind them are waiting for someone exactly like you. Someone who shows up. Someone who calls. Someone who drives 40 minutes with food and flowers. Someone whose presence is not an interruption, but a gift. Those people exist, and they will receive you the way you deserve to be received. With real warmth. Not public warmth. Private warmth. The kind that exists in an empty kitchen when nobody is watching. The kind that doesn't perform because it doesn't need an audience. The kind that says, you are here, and I am glad, and I mean it, and nobody needs to see me mean it for it to be true. Go find those doors. Leave the closed ones behind. Your feet deserve better ground, and the ground is out there, waiting, the way it has always been waiting. For you to finally stop knocking where nobody answers and start walking where someone is already holding the door open. If what you heard today stayed with you, the book is there. The Native Way. 20 teachings, 100 pages, written the way I would speak to you if we were sitting together. Scan the QR code on the screen with your phone or find the link in the comments. Read one chapter. Sit with it. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which sign did you recognize first, and who came to mind when you heard it? I read every comment. And if this is the kind of conversation you have been looking for, subscribe to this channel. We are not collecting viewers here. We are collecting people who remember. Come back next week. I am not done teaching yet.